Okay. Well, welcome to On Heart to Heart. How are you tonight?
I'm great, actually. How are you doing?
Good, good. It's a beautiful day here in Montreal. Finally, summer is creeping up on us. How's the
Yeah, we
weather?
had we had 2 weeks of we had like 1 week of something that could be called spring in the beginning of April, and it's been MIA now, so I don't no idea. Spring's not here. It's like cold and raining. There's still snow in the mountains everywhere, but that's northern Norway for you.
Yeah. So, where do you currently live? In which country do you live?
I live in Tromsø, which is in the north of Norway. It's in the very north of Norway. It's like above the Arctic Circle, actually.
Okay. But you're not from there, if I'm not mistaken, right?
No, I am from Cologne, Germany, but I do permanently live in Norway now.
So why did you pick Norway?
Um, well, basically, so like I when I was looking for my PhD, um, or like a place to do my PhD, then I came across this like job offer which was in Oslo, and they had a really good group for like theoretical chemistry there in um Oslo, and the work that they did there was really, really nice. And so I was quite excited to go there. They have one of the best theoretical chemistry groups there. So I basically decided that I wanted to go work there. And after I got done with my PhD, I had met my now wife. And yeah, I basically stayed here. I had qualified for Worlds at that point after I got done with my PhD. So I was like, felt like I was going to regret it if I didn't give it a proper shot, to at least try it at one Worlds, and then things kind of ended up the way that they are, with it being hard to find a chemistry job around here that is suitable. So I just kind of winged it, and yeah, that's where I'm at now.
That's good. That's good. But why did you decide to go above the Arctic Circle exactly?
I've just been moving wherever my wife has a job. So she's a doctor at the hospital, and she got a job here in Tromsø now. And since I play video games online, I can do that wherever. Norway does have decent internet, despite what the video camera the quality might make you believe right now. They do have pretty good internet everywhere, so I mean, I don't
Good.
care.
Good. So she's a medical doctor.
That is correct. Yes.
Amazing. Is she a general practitioner or does she have like a
No, she's a clinical gynecologist.
gynecologist? Wow. So that leads me to my next question. Is if I'm not mistaken, your wife is pregnant.
That's also correct. Yes.
Okay, that kind of is very fitting with her job.
I mean, she when we go to the hospital, she already knows everyone there. So
That's good. You must have very good service.
I mean, she'll be able to tell if like the people that we meet are are good at what they do. But yeah, if we've been there for the ultrasound, then it's very obvious that she knows all the people there, and it's very like collegial when she talks to them.
Good, good. How far is she in her pregnancy?
So she's due at the end of next month.
So, like, it's almost there.
Yeah, it's like another 6 weeks, I guess.
Wow, that is great. I mean, this must be such an exciting time for you guys.
Yeah, I mean it's exciting. It's gonna be different, but it's also unknown, you know. Um, I don't know. It's not like not. I don't feel like it's what like you don't get taught this, but people manage. So it'll be exciting, but it'll also be a bit scary, but mostly exciting.
Yeah. Well, the baby name will be Junior Bunny Hoppers.
I mean, 100% not, but I mean, this nickname was an accident, so um, I don't even know. There probably we'll see if there will be any gaming, but my wife plays like no video games whatsoever, like none, like um. So we'll see. I mean, kids gonna do their thing. We'll see.
Do you have a name for the baby yet?
We, I mean, we'll see.
Okay. Okay. Seems to be a sensible subject, sensitive
Well,
subject.
I mean, I don't know, but it's like as long as everything's not 100% set in stone, I'll keep it to myself, you know.
Okay, good, good plan. Um, that is very, very exciting. So, you mentioned something about your name, and this is my next question. How did you come up with your name, Bunny Upper?
It's so this is a longer story, so I'm sorry about that. But
We love long stories.
okay, so initially I uh didn't want to play Hearthstone. I was on a World of Tanks team at that time, and the leader of that group basically forced me to go try out Hearthstone. So I was like, sure, I'll try out your silly game. I don't really care. So I used one of my like throwaway accounts, and I had this throwaway account called Bunnyhoppor because in a game I played before that, which was Battlefield 2, you used to bunny hop and used to dolphin dive and used to do a bunch of other like movement things. And yeah, you can't really insult somebody as a bunny hopper if his name is Bunny Hopper, right? So I used to call myself Bunny Hopper because then people would like couldn't flame you. Like it looked silly if you flamed somebody as a bunny hopper who's bunny hopping. It's just like sure. Um, so yeah, I used this kind of throwaway account for Hearthstone, and then the first tournament I played, which was like 2016 Winter Prelims or something like that, I actually ended up winning that and qualifying to the playoffs in the US. And they were like, all right, you have until the end of the day to change your name if you really want to change it. Because I told them that my real in game name for all the other games I knew is Ruffy, which is like close to my real name. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll think about it. Some people know me like this. And then I called them at the end of the day and was like, yeah, I'd really like to change my name. And then they were like, yeah, all the other players has already called you Bunny Hopper in the interviews, and we've done the interviews, so we can't do that anymore. And I was like, sure, I guess this is how we got here.
Okay, so it's like an accident that was that ended up being your name.
It's a happy little accident, yeah.
Yeah. And how do you like your name?
I mean, it's fine. It makes branding really easy. I'm not the most creative person ever, so it does make it easier for me. I can make my emotes bunny themed. I can make my sub badges carrot themed. I don't have to actually be creative, so that works for me. Because otherwise, I'd have to think. And I'm good with Hearthstone, but I'm not very creative.
Okay, good. So let's talking about Hearthstone. Let's look back at when you started playing Hearthstone exactly, and after that we will talk about more of the streaming part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when did you started playing Hearthstone?
When did I start playing Hearthstone? That was when I finished my masters. When was that? It must have been like September 2014 or something like that, or August, something like that. Like right when I finished my masters, so like August 2014, I think. Yeah.
So pretty much at the beginning.
I never played the beta. I never played I don't think I played pre-Nextramus. I think I started when Nextramus was already out. Or I only really got to the part where I actually had cards when Nextramus was already out.
Okay. So like 1 year after the beginning.
Yeah, like slightly too late to be invited to absolutely everything and being one of the OGs. That's the sweet spot.
Okay. Um, so it's been a long time you've been playing the game. Which expansion was your favorite one?
It's so hard. And this question comes out so often, and I don't know every time. I liked which one did I like a lot to play? I like the one where you got to play mid-range hunter,
Okay.
which was that. There was the one with Zul'jin. That was pretty funny. But I think I also liked. Yeah, that one was pretty nice, but I don't know what the expansion. I only remember decks. I don't really remember expansions in terms of that. I don't know if do you remember? Like you probably remember your favorite expansion.
I really like Forge in the Barrens. Like yeah, that was one of my favorite one.
Mm.
And I know it's an unpopular unpopular one. It was right before Quest. Quest was very very unpopular, I feel.
Yeah, I don't. Quests haven't been everybody's favorite mechanic. I think in general. But I mean, they did bring them back, so there's seem to be some people that enjoy them.
Definitely. I remember Control Priest in like 30 minutes match. It was fun. It was really fun.
Yeah. Um,
And I remember also people like queuing into Priest and just like conceding automatically.
I mean, they still do that to this day. I feel. Um,
Oh yeah. Okay, so do you like art on the card? Are you a big fan of art? And if you do, can you share some of your favorite artwork there is in the game? Everything, you can mention anything. It doesn't need to be specific to a card. It can be a hero, um, any skin.
I'm not sure. I think I'm more attached to sound. I really like the sound that cards make when they come into play. So like I'll often like voice the sound that a card makes when it comes into play. That speaks to me a lot more than the art. But I do think that's one of the things that makes Hearthstone really, really appealing, is that the art is really, really nice most of the time. I'm not a fan of this last set art wise. It doesn't speak to me at all. I like this like I don't know, I like the old art, like Tyrion or Tony or the dragons, the old dragons like Alex Jaza. These are just super cool. Um, but also there's some like really cute art pieces that when I used to play with them, I thought they were like awesome. Can't really remember anything from the top of my head. Uh, but the only thing that comes to my head are like for example, like Maligos, the old school Maligos, the really blue one. That's something that I always thought was really really nice, and I thought Hearthstone did a really good job with special art pieces.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Do you have a favorite card back that you use?
I don't have a favorite card back, but if I think in favorite art in terms of stuff like that was for me was always Elise, like I think the 5 mana Elise, the one that duplicated your deck, that always I thought was super cool. And to this day, I still play with the Elise hero for Druid because I always just thought that that particular art piece was super interesting.
Good. Good. if we talk a little bit about your you being a professional in the game, um, so when you started becoming a pro in Hearthstone, so can you tell us a little bit about how it all started to like when it was like the peak of it when you were in world champion and blah blah blah.
Yeah, I mean, so the way that it started basically, so I was working full time, and it was like 2016 again, the Winter Championship. I saw that you could qualify via ladder. There was a new system. Before it seemed pretty closed off, and then there was this new system. So I basically said, well, if I like take a lot of my free time and I try really hard, I'll give myself like one or two preliminaries to see if I'm good enough. And if I'm not good enough, I'm just gonna call it quits because I kind of expected to just get stomped and realize that this probably wasn't for me. And there's a lot of other better players. But did end up winning like on the first try, and then I was like, sure, this is pretty good. And from that try, I got so many points for the rest of the year that I qualified for every event. Because in the old system, these points just kind of carried over. So I kept on just doing this, and it turned out that with the old qualification system, you could kind of manage to qualify for prelims every year without completely overdoing it, like without doing the grind. So I always just did like the top 50 finishes, like no super try hard stuff, just top finishes, top 50 finishes every month. Get to the prelims, play those, see if it works out, and if it doesn't. And then, of course, 2018, I got pretty lucky. I won a championship and I got second in another, qualified for Worlds, played that, got into GM, and then, yeah, that's where the PhD ended. And then I had this GM spot, which was paying decently. And from there, I just kind of went with the whole Hearthstone thing, started streaming. And then essentially, now that GM ended, and there was like, or the competitive system kind of, let's say it got toned down quite a bit. Won Worlds on this one, which kind of felt like the last try to me, given my now personal situation. I felt very much aware that this year is probably not going to be one where I could try hard because priorities, you know.
For sure. That's when you posted on Twitter saying that you were like getting off the competitive scene and more focusing on streaming, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was still thinking about like a bunch of different things happened. For one, the Liquid contract got basically the competitive Liquid contract got uh, dissolved. And then at the same time, the new competitive system came out, and it's not really worth anybody's time, in my personal opinion. So I felt like it just didn't make sense. The only way it makes sense for anybody to play competitive Hearthstone right now, in my eyes, is if you are competing for the world spot. If you think you can make the world spot as one of the top point qualifiers. And this just wasn't going to be possible for me because it's just a ladder grind for 11 months, and I knew that like starting from next month on, Hearthstone is not going to be the priority, and I can't grind ladder. So there's no point in playing a system like this. So that's why I transitioned to streaming from competing away, and it's done me well personally. Like it's less prestigious, but my mental health has actually never been better.
That's good. That's very nice. It's well, it's like a you're like a Pokemon. You're evolving.
Yeah, I mean, like the end game for every Hearthstone player is supposed to be a successful streamer. Um, but it's not easy. Like some people translate their personalities way better than others. In terms of like some people that relegated, for example, they were done. They were never seen again, even if they tried streaming. It just like didn't work. And then you have people like Fino, right? Relegated, happier than ever, really good streamer, super entertaining. People love it. Like it's just yeah, it's not easy. It's not for everyone, but like I don't know, I'm trying to find myself and I'm trying to find content that I can make that speaks to people.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I think every streamer is obviously trying to do that, but as you mentioned, not everyone's personality translates well into streaming. So that's always interesting to see a transition like you did.
Yeah, I mean, I tried to. I saw it right afterwards, so it was pretty hype and like kind of easy to transition. But it's not 2018 anymore. I remember when Pavel streamed for the first time. He just turned on the stream. He instantly had 2,500 viewers. You know, Andreas turns on the stream first time after he wins Worlds, instantly 2,000 viewers. We don't live in that time anymore where you can just like you win Worlds and everybody knows you and just everybody watches your stream. We're not there anymore. So I try my best to like transition the whole thing, but it's not very easy.
Of course, of course. Um, so what do you like the most about streaming?
Mm, it's just liberty. Like it's just freedom to do whatever you want. I like that I don't have to play the meta decks. I can just play whatever I think is fun. I don't have to try hard. I can interact with chat. I think Hearthstone, and it's like this for all the video games I play, honestly. Whenever I play video games in my free time, I like to do it with friends. It's just better. And streaming is a little bit like playing Hearthstone with friends to some extent. And that just feels nice. And you get to be, yeah, like I said, if you're streaming, you get to be more creative than when you're competing. Competing is essentially about winning, and streaming is about having fun. And you can easily see which one of those is like, more appealing.
For sure, for sure. I'm pretty sure everyone would choose fun. um, if they have the choice, obviously.
I mean, I've talked to people, and some people say that the only way that they're having fun is if they're winning,
That's
which I guess
true.
is in different perspective. But I mean, if I can have a little bit less winning for a lot more fun, I think for me that's a good payoff.
For sure.
Yep.
Okay, so now we're kind of interested in knowing a little bit more about you in your day to day life. So, what does a day in your life look like? Like, at what time do you wake up? What do you do the first time when you wake up? Etc.
Um, I usually wake up around like 8:39 or 9, let's say 9 o'clock. Then I usually just get up, uh, get some water. Um,
You don't drink coffee?
I don't drink coffee, no, but I first thing I always have to do wake up. I just take some, um, yeah, get some water, take some meds. Um, but I don't drink any coffee now. Do that, and then usually I chill. I browse like Twitter, Reddit for a little bit before breakfast because I always have to wait a little bit before breakfast. Um, yeah, and then I usually have breakfast. Like if we don't have bread, I'll go to the bakery get some, and then I'll just have breakfast. While I usually my breakfast entertainment is either German science podcasts or Stephen Colbert monologue. That's the stuff that I watch. Yeah, that's my like breakfast, and then basically right after that, I'll go start up the stream, and then I'll stream. And when I'm done streaming, it's usually time for me to go ahead and make dinner, and then I'll make dinner for the two of us. And then when I'm done that, I'll either it depends. I mean, the end of the days are different. Like yesterday, for example, I had volleyball. Other days it's just watch a movie. Sometimes I play some World of Tanks with some of my friends. Those are like the main things I do during the weekdays. I don't know, and then weekends it's just different.
Okay, good. What was the last movie you watched?
The last movie I watched is this. What was it called? Sasuke? Let me look it up. Uh, what's it called? Sasuke? Ah, it was this anime movie, um, about Japan and it's about earthquakes. That's the last movie we watched in the
Okay.
cinema together. Do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No.
Do you know Your Name?
No.
Okay, it's from the same creator, but I guess that doesn't help either. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I don't watch that many movies. My free times are more for streamings, and after that, I go to bed. um,
Mm,
but I try to like watch like a TV show, but like it takes months to finish like one.
Zosume. That's Susume. That's what it's called.
Okay,
Anyway,
Zeus.
um,
Okay,
yeah, it's really good. I loved it. It's a brilliant movie. I would recommend this to anyone.
okay, good. I will try and watch it.
Yeah, it's like a animated movie, Japanese movie, but yeah, surprising to me, that very deep, um, very good music. I'm very much enjoyed the music in the background of all the scenes. Can only speak very highly of it. But yeah,
So you're very like sound person. You like the with the cards. What speak to you was like what the voice and the lines were saying, and then you like the music. So you're very much of a audio person.
I mean, I guess I never thought about it actually until you just mentioned it.
So you learned something about yourself today. You learned.
I mean, I guess I yeah, I guess I that's something that's interesting. But my music taste is all over the place, so I don't know. I listen to everything from rave music to classical music to you know your average guy kind of music.
Do you listen to
It's all over the place.
country music?
I I do well. Not I would have said no, but one of the songs recently on my playlist is do you listen? So I'm guessing you
Yes.
listen to country music.
Yeah, I like country music. I'm going to Nashville
Mhm.
next month.
Oh, that's lovely. Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
I went to high school in Tennessee for a year, so I know that kind of stuff. I've been to Nashville. Yeah.
Oh, I and
Yeah.
it didn't stick to you the country music.
Uh, not really, but do you know Smith and Tell?
Smith and Tell. It's a group or
Yeah.
a song?
No, it's a group. They do like probably not real country music. This is probably why I like it.
Okay, I
Like
will.
it's not it's um it might not even be country, but that has been on my playlist recently. But I guess that's not mostly on my list.
Okay, I will go and check it out after stream.
Mm.
I will give you some feedback.
Yeah, let me know if it's complete trash. It's fine. I can handle the criticism. It's okay.
So, if you like
Mm.
music, do you go to any music festivals?
Um, no, I'd like. I mean, my wife has taken me to some, like twice. I've never gone to a music festival by myself. Like never when I was a kid or something like this. I just I don't know. I was never super interested. Um, but the two I went to, I've enjoyed very much. It's a bit weird. I don't know. I don't really go, but when somebody takes me, I enjoy it. So maybe I
Yeah,
should just start doing it by myself.
yeah, you should definitely. Well, now is not the good time because you're expecting a baby any day, so any day now. But but after. So I'm surprised that the last expansion didn't speak to you because it's related to music and you look like you like music.
I mean, it just doesn't feel Hearthstone in a lot of ways to me. This expansion, I like the. I don't know. It just feels. Do you know what I mean? It just feels very different. It feels a little bit goofy. It feels a little bit like, I don't know. Somebody said like a lot of the characters look very Fortnite, um, which I know is an exaggeration, but it conveys the feeling. Um, I do like a little bit more of the like serious art in Hearthstone, at least. I do think a lot of the music in the entrance scenes of the legendary cards are really nice. Like they have really cool ways that they introduce themselves, but all the new legendaries of the new expansion are basically entirely unplayable. So you never get to play with those anyway. So you never get to like listen to this kind of stuff. But yeah, the from an art perspective, this run isn't mine. From a music perspective, I thought the parts were cool when they got revealed, but then you never get to play with them, so you don't. And only the legendaries really have like a lot of sound.
Okay. Okay. Well, I've been playing with the Parader and Paladin, though.
What does that card do? I don't know what it is.
It draw. How come you don't know? It draw like one of each minion type. You have.
Oh, sorry, the Purator.
Yeah.
I understood the Parator, and I was like, what kind
The
of is there a parade?
Purader.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I have a weird accent. I know. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm guessing wait, Montreal, is that French speaking part?
Yeah.
Or yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I went to
Is it-
school in English, um, so yeah, that's the mix. My parents speak French, but
Mm,
I work and I've studied in English.
yeah.
It's it's nice to have both in the same city.
Yeah, but I'm like, even if your English is like perfect, you can still have an accent, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't take anything away from it.
Yeah. Um, it's a part of my unicity, making me unique.
Yeah.
Okay, good. So, I mean, I don't play Hearthstone with the sound on. I know that you're gonna be devastated with that sentence. So I don't actually know the music that it does when they appear on the board. But now I'm super intrigued. I want to try it.
The Druid legendary spell is really good. The Discover one. But I don't know. I'm also a huge role player for all our like I don't know, for the card entry sounds. Like I don't know. When Tyrion comes and he's like, "Don't test me, child," or uh, Malagus is like, "I am the essence of magic." You know, all this pumper stuff. I really like it. Or even the really cute ones. There's some. Um, I guess like there's a lot of, for example, Raren used to do this quiz or does this quiz on his like show for, can you name this sound when the card attacks? Or I think this stuff is really cool. But I don't know. I'm just a role player like that. I guess it's not everybody's a role player like that.
Yeah. No, of course. Okay, so now we're getting into the hard part of the interview, the part where we talk about food. Okay. I'm telling you in advance, it's the hardest part. So, again.
Yeah, sure. Go
Okay.
ahead. I've lived with the French roommate for a while, so I've had the food discussion before. So let's dive right into it.
Okay, good. So you mentioned you don't drink coffee. Do you drink tea or not even tea?
No, I like tea, but we don't have a tea cooker here, so I used to drink it a lot when I was working because we had a water boiler in the office, so I'd drink tea every day. But we don't have a water boiler here, and yeah, so I don't drink it that often because then I have to make big batches in a pot. But yeah, I like tea. Tea good.
I mean, you should definitely buy a teapot. It's not that expensive.
That's true.
Next time.
But then you have to buy things, and I generally don't buy things.
Okay.
Like too lazy for that. I don't know.
Okay, put it on your
Um,
Christmas list then.
exactly.
I will remind you closer to the date that when you're gonna be like, what did I wanted this year for Christmas?
That's true. You're also at that stage where everybody's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And you're like, "I don't know. I'm just
Yeah,
buying myself most of the time."
exactly.
Mm.
Okay, so do you like cheese?
Yes, yes, very much so.
Okay, top three cheeses.
Top three cheeses. Oh man, I'm gonna sound so boring here. I'm gonna say Appenzelle. I really like Gruyere. Um, and
Appenzeller, Gruyere, and
um, I mean, I like an old Amsterdam. What's that? Is that the
Gouda. Gouda.
yeah, but like the really old one.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Aged Gouda.
Aged Gouda is like pretty good, but also, and this might land me immediately into hell. I like um cheese, for example, when it has like krydder. What's the word?
No, no.
Spices in them.
Okay, that's okay. That's okay.
Cheese with spices in them.
Whew.
I like that.
Oh, Dutch. I thought you were going to say smoked.
Wait, what? Smoked cheese?
Yeah, that's horrible. Please don't say that.
No, no, no. I like a little bit of grass in my cheese as well.
Grass.
No, I'm just kidding. It's like
Okay.
just a euphemism for people like that's at least what we say in German sometimes about like just spices because it's green, everything that's green is grass. But I guess that's a very German thing to say.
Okay, well, okay, so you're off the hook on the cheese part. You
Good.
passed the cheese test. Good for you. So now, do you drink wine?
Yes. Also, I want to know what was the correct answer on the cheese from your perspective.
Well, no, but you had good answers. I mean, there's lots of options that are good answers. The only wrong answer is smoked Gouda. So smoked
Okay,
Gouda cannot be on the top three of anyone on the list. This is impossible.
okay, I'll tell you. I'll tell you the really wrong answer. It's super popular in Norway. It's called brunost. It's brown cheese. I don't know if you've ever had it.
No?
It's like caramelized. It's like caramelized cheese. It's like yeah. It's like caramelized cheese. I don't know. It's kind of like it tastes like candy. It has nothing to do with cheese. It's called brown cheese, and it's a Norwegian thing, and they eat it with like pancakes and um, on bread. It's basically candy. But yeah, that's the wrong answer. Because
I've never
if
heard
anyone,
that.
yeah, you only hear it when you live here. But
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
moving on.
Brown cheese. Well, that's definitely part of the wrong answers then. Um, but uh, but yeah, no, good answers. You went quite exotic. I like that. Often we get mozzarella, American cheese, and like Parmesan. Parmesan is quite popular, I must say.
Yeah, but like Parmesan is a topping. Parmesan is like okay, whatever. Like I might actually be too picky for this because I feel like Parmesan is like something you put on your meal, whereas like a good brie or gruyere or something like this, I can actually put on my bread and just kind of eat it like that. So that's why I think they're just nicer. Or when I think about cheese, I think about something I can put on a slice of bread, um, rather than something that goes with whatever it is like I'm having.
For sure,
Well,
for sure. No, for sure. That's why I said you passed the test, the cheese test. You had good answers. Um, okay, so wine. You like
mm-hmm.
wine,
Yes, especially white wine.
especially
Um,
white. Very German of
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Also, I like sweet stuff. I'm like a child. I don't drink coffee. I don't like, you know, the
So,
super strong taste. A good red wine is nice as well. I also enjoy it as well, especially with the correct food. But white wine I can have like this. Red wine I would rather only have with the appropriate food.
okay. So, you must like Riesling.
Riesling, yes. That's nice.
Okay, good.
Dry, really dry white wines are not very nice. I like them.
But you said you like sweet wine.
Yeah, whatever. I'm inconsistent. I like um I like also really bitter beer like Pilsner. But then I also like ciders, which are really sweet. I like both ends of the spectrum,
Okay.
far apart. They're all perfect.
Okay,
But yeah,
good. No, that's good. My mom wants to know, do you like hot chocolate?
hot chocolate, yes. Especially white hot chocolate. Then it's especially candy. Then it's super candy. It's super unhealthy. It's perfect.
Good, good. Do you have white hot chocolate at home?
No, no.
No,
But
no.
we have cold chocolate. You can buy chocolate milk at the store here, and yeah, I usually buy it. My wife likes it, and I've grown. I now drink it as well. Put it that way.
Okay, good. Um, so you like beer too. So they both. I mean, it's very rare. I'm guessing that a German doesn't like beer, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Germans that don't drink beers, they're Austrian. No, they're not even Austrians. They're just not Germans, I guess. Austrians love their beer, maybe even more than the average German. You know, Austrians and Bavarians really love their beer.
What do you miss the most in related things from Germany, being in Norway?
Um, good, good meat and good cheese. We kind of have the luxury that my wife's dad, so my father-in-law, is a hunter, so we can actually get some decent meat at home. But Norwegian stores aren't part of the EU, so they have like really strict import restrictions on good cheese and good meat. And like the only cheese I can get here that was like on that kind of list is the Gruyere you can get here, but it costs like an arm and a kidney compared to what it costs in Germany or maybe in France or Switzerland. It's really expensive, and also like the meat selection is very restricted. I do really miss that around here because you just don't get it. I think the chocolate here is okay. It's not quite as good as in home, but yeah, Norway food wise is very restrictive. Just because they're in part of the EU, so they have like very strict import regulations and everything. And if you can import something, it costs a lot of money. You couldn't get the Gouda, for example. You just never see it here. Or Appenzell, you never get it here.
Interesting. Well, you're pretty far also up, so it must be difficult to like get the food there. It must probably like in Oslo you have like more selection than where you are.
Yes and no. Like you have a little bit more selection. You have like special stores where you can get those things as well. But if I go to the average supermarket, I do not. You have
Okay.
like Gruyère's the one that you get everywhere. I don't really know why, but that's the one that they're importing. But all the other like greater cheese selections or meat selections, you don't really get that well.
Okay. Are you more of a vegetable or fruit fan?
Mm, fruits, sweet
Fruits.
stuff.
Yeah. Okay. I was guessing, but we never know. Top three fruits.
Bananas.
Oh, bananas.
Bananas are for sure.
Do you eat bananas on stream?
Sometimes. they're a good source of potassium, you know. Um, uh, top three fruits. I made a food tier list on stream even once. Um, I like berries a lot. All kinds of berries.
So,
Raspberries are
did you know that
great.
bananas are a berry?
Yes, I've actually seen this. There's like a comic on the Berry Club, right? Where
Yes.
strawberries aren't a berry because they're a collection of nuts. Because the actual fruit on the strawberry isn't the strawberry, but it's the little seedy things on the sides, and they're apparently nuts. But tomatoes are also berries, right?
I don't know. It's so super complicated. In my opinion, tomatoes are vegetables, but
Yeah, they're definitely vegetables.
ah, good, good. I'm glad you
For
agree with
sure.
that.
Like I really don't care what people say. Um, Bananas are great.
Berries, and then
And
a third
then
one.
yeah, I like I like pears, but
Good with cheese.
pears are good. I like pears. Um, or like what is it? I need to. I'm googling the translation because like sometimes the English words just don't come to my head.
What about
Tis
mangoes?
peach. That's the word. I like
Peach.
peaches. Mm-hmm.
Do you like
And
mangoes?
mangoes are also great. Or like the Mirabelle plums, they're also very nice.
Nice, nice. Good selection. Good selection. Um, are you able to get all these fruits where you are?
Uh, mm, the mangoes, yeah, the mangoes we often have at home. Bananas we often have at home. Um, but the Mirabelle plums, for example, those we don't get. Those seem to be a rather German thing.
Okay.
Mm.
Um, and what about vegetables? Top three vegetables.
I think I'm contractually obliged to say carrots. Um,
Why? Because you're a bunny.
um, what are good vegetables?
Which one do you eat the most often? The more often?
The most often I would say is um, spinach a vegetable,
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spinach,
I really like
carrots.
spinach, and I mean Brussels sprouts are really, you never eat them, but they're so good.
They're really good. I really love Brussels sprouts.
They're just really good, but you never eat them. Or I don't know, not you, but we never eat them, but they're really, really good.
Yeah, I like them too. Okay, so if you were going to cook a romantic meal for your wife, what would it be?
I'm t- I mean, right now I'm the only one cooking around here, but I'm terrible at it. I even cut myself today while making dinner because I'm just a moron. Honestly. Romantic dinner. Mm, uh, mm, Depends on the wine I'm gonna get, but probably some like spinach feta salmon dish. That would probably be nice. Goes well with a white wine. Cook that.
Good.
Reasonably easy that I can time it well so that it's like, everything's done at the same time.
That's a good one.
Order order food.
Yeah, well, if you
No.
order food, that's my next question. What is your go to when you order food?
We have three restaurants here that we basically go round and order like once or twice a week, and it's just a circle of these three. It's an Italian pizza restaurant, and then it's a burger restaurant, and then it's sushi. Those are the three. This is the only thing we ever order.
And that's the only thing you have in the city? That's a true restaurant?
And that's the only three that we have liked so far and that we've like approved. In Germany I would order much more like Vietnamese food, stuff like this. In Germany I would probably like skip ordering the burgers altogether, and I personally would, if I was really living in Germany, like where the selection is a little bit larger, I'd probably order a lot more. Yeah, maybe mostly Vietnamese food, then maybe also maybe sometimes some Lebanese food, something like that. But here the selection is a little bit smaller.
Okay. Who's a better cook, your wife or you?
I mean, probably my wife, but like I said, for the last 6 months, I'm like the only one that's cooking at home. The problem is we both don't like cooking. We do it because you need to eat proper food, but we both don't like cooking.
Okay, okay. That's good. Um, that is very good. Do you have any food allergies?
No, but I hate mushrooms.
Ah, you don't like mushrooms.
Yeah,
Just to continue
mushrooms
on the
and
kids.
pineapple, I no.
Pineapple?
Yeah, I don't like pineapple either. I don't know what's up with that, but I don't like pineapple.
Really? That's
Mm-hmm.
interesting. That's very interesting.
But no food allergies.
That's good.
Nope.
That's good.
Do you have
Um,
any?
no, no, I like everything except for smoked gouda, chocolate, and raisins.
Wait, chocolate and raisins or raisins and chocolate?
Like separately. Like I don't like chocolate, I don't like raisins, and I don't like
Oh,
smoked gouda.
no chocolate. That's an interesting one, but that's healthy, I guess.
Yeah, so
So
that
good
makes
on you.
me don't like. I don't like dessert because of that. White chocolate is fine because it doesn't taste like chocolate, but I mean I can eat it. Like it's not gonna do anything. Like if someone offer me something, I will eat it. But like I would never buy chocolate for myself. It's not. I don't like it.
But when you say like dessert in general, does it also mean like no ice cream? No.
I do really like ice cream, but I liked more of like sorbet. So I'm more of like if I go to ice cream
Hmm.
place, I would get like a fruit one, like a mango and passion fruit
Yeah.
gelato, for example. Um, like I prefer fruit based ice cream or like than really like creamy uh flavory ice cream.
That was going to be my second question. If you like fruit cakes, because I love fruit-based cakes like pear cake, apple cake, that kind of stuff. My wife thinks I'm crazy, but those are my favorites. Actually, like more than chocolate or anything. It's like the fruit-based or strawberry, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I really do like that. I one of the thing I prefer is a fruit tart. So when there's all the fruit on the tart, I really like that.
Hmm.
It's basically
Yeah,
just fruit on a tart.
yeah,
On a pie, I should say. On a pie.
yeah. That's called. It's not called cake. Yeah, I've learned that from chat because a fruit cake is this really weird thing. But what I meant is pie. Yes, apple
Yeah.
pie,
So that's
plum
the
pie,
yeah.
that stuff.
In
Yes,
French,
yes.
it's tarte. So that's why I'm like
Mm-hmm.
tart, but it's not tart. It's pie. Sorry, guys.
Hey, I call it cake because in German it's called Kuchen, and then apparently fruit cake is this weird British thing, and that stuff is really strange. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but that
No,
stuff's weird.
no.
Um, yeah, Google it and then delete your browser history because that stuff's weird.
What is it?
It's called fruit cake. It's like, I mean, you might actually want to Google it right now. It looks so that you know what you're talking about. What are we talking about?
Fruitcake. Okay, let me
It's
look
like
into that.
this weird, like kind of solid cake with.
Yeah. Well, that is very popular in here in Canada.
But you must hate it. It's like half raisins.
Yeah. I don't like it. I don't
Okay.
like it, but I do know about it, and people eat it. Like my grandma and my mom likes it. It's more traditional.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah, it looks like us they kind of make it looks good. So it's like less raisin, more like cherry. So it's like more bright. but it's still the same concept.
Okay. Okay. Well, we're in the fruit gang, so
Yeah, yeah. Good. Okay, so luckily for you, you passed the food section of the interview. I told you it's the hardest part, but you did it like a champ.
yeah, easy. You just have to have, you know, uh, some like basic levels that you require in fruit.
Yeah, you can ask an educated Colin. He's still traumatized by it. He doesn't sleep at night because of that section of the interview. I would say Tio too was quite traumatized.
Right. Like the Theo, the Dutch
Yeah.
player. Okay. I I do think like if you interview like all the French people you'll interview, they will have no problems passing the food section. And like being from Cologne, you're like from the Rhine area, yeah, we have good wines there, like the good white wines, and you're like so close to France and uh and like the Netherlands for cheese that you're basically you're used to all the good stuff, and once you know the good stuff, you know, it's hard to let go.
For sure. For sure. Now we're at the part where we're getting chat questions. Okay. So
All
I'm
right.
I'm I'm gonna go one by one. So first question: As you have you compete in other games or other activities other than Hearthstone?
Yeah, so I've played on this World of Tanks team before I even started playing Hearthstone. But that was we played in like this European league, but we didn't really make money. We weren't super good, but we played with a group of people that was really fun to play with. We were really fun group. We were all kind of from the same place, uh, like mind wise. So that was super fun. That's the only thing I played competitively um, before, at least at that kind of level. Other than, of course, like when you do school sports competitively, I guess. But that's
Okay.
something different.
Okay. After competing in the world championships many times, what do you think? What do you think there was deciding factor for him in the winning um, time?
Yeah, the last time, I think I just on the last time I had a better lineup than everybody else, and I mean I did play Dedra in the final that had the same lineup. Then it's a little bit of I think against Dedra we were skill wise very evenly matched, so it does come down to a little bit of luck there between the two of us. And then the semifinals I won because I was just more skilled in the control matchups than my opponent in the semifinals. So yeah, it's a little bit. I think I got a huge lineup edge this time. Like the lineup that we built was just really, really good. That carried me through most of the tournament. And yeah, just the ability to navigate the control matchups and that being like part of the important part of the game that has really helped me out. That's not always been part of the meta, so it's not always been playing to my strength.
Okay. Um, what are some of your all-time favorite decks?
My all-time favorite decks are Secret Rogue, the one with Stunna and Hanar that we played like a few years ago. Then Midrange Hunter, um, with and without Zul'jin, or I think there was even one where you played with Rexar, like the like Dire Maul, Razor, and that. I think those are like my two favorite, and then honorable mention goes to Aggro Paladin, which is like the first deck I played competitively in 2016, when everybody was playing Secret Paladin. We like Board Control and we were playing um, like Aggro Paladin, which is a bunch of like really good aggro minions. So I think those will be my top three.
Good. Good. At what universities did you study?
So I did my bachelor's in Munich, then I did my master's in Oxford, and then I did my PhD in Oslo.
Nice. Nice. Um, I don't think we have other. Uh, let me ask my mods. Do we have other chat question? Um, okay, I do have some last question in the meantime. If you could live anywhere in the world right now, and money is no object, where would you live?
Um, I'd probably live either in Norway or in Switzerland. Um, I like it somewhere where there's like there has to be mountains, snow, has to
I,
be like colder than usual. So those like either somewhere in Switzerland, or I mean, could be like the mountainy part of Germany close. But I think Switzerland or somewhere in Norway would be perfect for me.
okay. Would you do you ski or snowboard?
Um, yeah, I used to ski a lot as a kid, like downhill skiing. I really enjoy that a lot, but you don't. It's not that as accessible here because there's not as many high mountains here. But I really, really like downhill skiing. It's one of my favorite sports to do.
So that's unfortunate that there's not a lot of space you can do that in Norway.
Yeah, I mean you can actually do it like 30 minutes from here, but it's like one slope.
Oh.
I should definitely go, but um, yeah, have to go rent skis and stuff like that as well. Which I mean, I guess I could do, and I'll definitely try it out somewhere because it's like 30 minutes from here. Or, but it's like one really long slope, and that's kind of it. And that was the nice thing about going to Switzerland or Austria or like the German Alps is that you just have a lot of different things to do. And in Norway, the mountains aren't as big, so yeah, you're like half like here you spend like half a day and you've done everything twice, and then it's kind of boring, I think.
Yeah, for sure. One slope is not a lot.
No.
No. Um, well, that's good. So that gives you something. That gives you something to look forward to. A trip, a skiing trip in Switzerland, maybe.
Yeah, I mean they do a lot of cross country skiing here, which is like I personally see it more as it's not
It's like a
that one's
workout.
exercise.
Yeah.
That's exercise. To me, that's exercise. To Norwegians, that's like a walk. Like a nice walk in the park for the Norwegians. For me, that's exercise because I like the technique that these kids have from when they're born with skis. Um, I don't know where it is. Montreal is pretty far up north as well, right?
Yeah, we do have lots of mountain next to every direction you go. You're gonna get a
Mm.
mountain. People are very into skiing and snowboarding here. It's very much of a weekend activity. We all, it's part of our culture. So like we all have a ski cottage. Like we go to like the cottage in the weekend to ski. It's always next to like a mountain, um, and then we come back to the city.
Yeah, the Norwegians have that too. They have a ski cottage as well, but just it's cross country skiing. So
I mean, it did
there's
got
that.
it did get a lot. There's a lot of more people doing cross country skiing now. It really like it started to get lots of traction, but people still do downhill skiing, and then cross country is more for like in between season.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, I see.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm a
So.
bit jealous now.
Yeah, well, when you're gonna visit Canada, let me know.
Definitely go skiing sometime.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes. Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's always nice to like learn about all our fellow streamers and Hearthstone player in the Hearthstone community. Um, I think that people really appreciate you taking the time to come to today, and it will be on YouTube after, so people will be able to rewatch it.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you having me on here. It's nice to be like a little bit more casual and personal, not very businessy, not that much Hearthstone, more like personal food, other stuff that
Yeah.
one enjoys. I think that's very cool. I think it's cool you do this podcast. So appreciate being here. It was fun.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you coming on the show. And have a great evening. I mean, it's pretty much night for you. So uh, I hope we didn't disturb your wife too much and you're going to be able to sleep.
No, no, no. She slept in today, so she's still up for sure.
Okay,
No
good.
problem whatsoever.
Good, good. Well, thank you so much and have a good evening.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.